Kellogg's Pep, the super delicious cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Convinced it is necessary to eliminate Superman before attempting to control the world, Sidney, the cunning international spy who was in league with Henry Miller, the Nazi Atom Man, set a mortal trap for the Man of Steel. Telling Kent, whom he suspects is Superman, that he had discovered the double identity of the Man of Steel, Sidney invited him to his country house, supposedly to examine some important documents. Suspicious, Kent had Sidney investigated, but learned only that he was a successful retired businessman, as he claimed. After studying the house and grounds for hours, Kent, wearing a special plastic belt designed to indicate the presence of atomic energy, finally rang the bell that evening, his fears gone. Sidney admitted him and led him to his study where, concealed in a closet lined with lead-backed mirrors, which neither Superman's X-ray vision nor kryptonite can penetrate, waits the deadly Atom Man. The closet door is closed, and Sidney motions Kent to an armchair only a few feet away. Listen.
Sit down. Sit down, Mr. Kent. I think you'll find that chair quite comfortable.
Thank you.
May I offer you a cigar or a cigarette?
No, thanks. I don't smoke.
Perhaps you'll have a drink, a highball.
Well, thank you. No, I don't drink either. Don't got any trouble for me, please.
It's no trouble at all. No idea how delighted I am to have you here.
You are?
Oh, yes, indeed. You see, I lead a pretty lonely life since I retired from business. I have no family. I happen to have enough money for my needs, so I have nothing to occupy my time, except my hobby.
I see. Yes, I believe you said your hobby was, Superman.
Yes, that's right. And you know how a man with a hobby is. He likes to talk to others with the same interest. I imagine you and I know more about Superman than anyone else in the world.
We do?
Of course we do. I, because I've given years of study and research to the subject, and you, for obvious reasons.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, come now, Kent. There's no need to be cagey with me. I told you that I discovered Superman's double identity, didn't I?
I remember you mentioning it this morning, yes.
But you don't believe it.
Oh, I didn't say that.
But you meant it.
Well, no.
I don't blame you. Hundreds of men richer than I, powerful men, good and bad, have tried to discover who Superman really is. I rather flatter myself that it was I who finally solved the mystery.
If you have solved it.
Of course I have, of course. Took me a long time, a lot of work, but I solved it.
All right, then. I'll ask you the $64 question. Who is Superman?
Why, you, of course.
I?
Naturally. Couldn't be anyone else. You deny it?
Oh, so I'm Superman, eh? Well, you're certainly very flattering.
I've investigated story after story in which both you and Superman were involved. Most of them written under your name, by the way.
Oh, well, that doesn't prove anything.
Oh, perhaps not, but I've noticed a situation in almost every story which is the same.
Oh?
Each time, just before Superman appeared, you disappeared. And each time after Superman disappeared, you reappeared.
Oh, haven't you ever heard of coincidence?
And a coincidence repeats itself time after time. It ceases to be a coincidence, Kent. and don't you think it's strange, to put it mildly, that while other members of your staff were seen with Superman many times, you, who had more contact with him than anyone else, were never seen with him?
Oh, you're sure about that I've never been seen with him?
Oh, positive. I've got a filing cabinet in the closet here, filled with stories that prove my point. Let me show you them.
No, don't bother.
Oh, no bother at all. It'll be a pleasure.
Well, it isn't necessary. Since I wrote the stories, I know what's in them. Sit down again, please. I want to tell you something.
Ready to confess?
No. Look, Sidney. Hasn't it occurred to you that you're playing a pretty dangerous game?
What do you mean?
If Superman has another identity...
He has?
He's taken great pains to keep it secret. He's very powerful. He might resent your prying into his personal life.
You can't frighten me, Kent. I've told you, I've made a long and careful study of Superman. He's honest, fair-minded, always on the side of truth. He certainly wouldn't persecute me for telling the truth.
If it is the truth.
Oh, it is, and you know it. Admit it, Kent.
I'll admit nothing of the kind.
You are a stubborn chap, aren't you? But I've got something in the closet that'll prove that I know what I'm talking about beyond the shadow of a doubt.
No, wait, please.
Oh, I've really waited long enough.
Well,
now.
just a moment longer, please. Now, sit down again.
Well, what is it?
I'm going to confess this much to you. Superman has taken me into his confidence now and then, you might say.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so I happen to know that right at this moment he's in great danger.
Amazing. What sort of danger is he in?
Well, I can't tell you the details, but, a certain person, a person more powerful than he is...
A person more powerful than Superman. It's impossible.
I tell you it isn't. This person is looking for Superman to destroy him. And then destroy all civilization.
Fantastic.
Well, it may be, but it's true. Now, suppose you publish your report stating that I or anyone else is Superman.
Just you.
All right. You say in print that I am. Don't you see that you're literally condemning me to death?
Yeah, well, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, then think of it now. And promise me to forget all this.
Forget it.
Well, to keep it to yourself, anyway.
You're asking a great deal, Kent.
Why?
But I'll make a bargain with you.
What's that?
Admit that you're Superman.
No.
Just to be in confidence. I deserve to know the truth after all the work I've done. In return, I'll promise not to reveal your secret. What do you say?
No.
I'll make you admit it. I got the proof right here.
You're just wasting your time.
I don't think so. Wait. Just a second, Kent.
Great Scott.
What's that noise?
It's my belt, my detector.
Your what?
My detector belt. There's kryptonite around here. Atomic energy. But where? I can't see it. I'm beginning to feel it, but I can't see it.
Staring about wildly, Clark Kent feels himself growing weak as the emanations of the kryptonite in the Atom Man's blood reach him through the slightly open closet door behind him.
We'll return in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode. But right now, let's stand by for a word from our announcer.
Say, gang, here's something I noticed about those new comic buttons you're all collecting from packages of Kellogg's Pep. Maybe you've noticed it, too. How every single one of those funny sheet characters looks so doggone happy. Yes, sir. You see, well, you probably noticed the big wide grin on Harold Teen, haven't you? And Lillums and Smitty and Superman, of course. Why, even Orphan Annie's dog Sandy has a smile on his face. Looks so real he could bark hello any minute. Well, you see, these characters are straight from the funny papers, and they're done up in full comic strip colors. Brilliant red and blue and black on a gleaming white background. They really stand out when you pin them on your jacket or dress or cap. Yes, sir, you'll want to collect all 18 of these sturdy metal buttons. And you can, easy as 1, 2, 3. You don't send in a single penny, not even a box top. Fact is, you can't buy these new comic buttons anywhere. All you do is to make sure Mom gets you a good supply of that super delicious whole wheat flake cereal, Kellogg's Pep. Inside every package, there's a colorful, exciting prize. One of these nifty new comic buttons, or a military insignia or warplane button. Remember, you get these swell prizes only in packages of P.E.P. Pep, made by Kellogg's of Battle Creek. Now back to the adventures of Superman.
Pretending that he wanted something in his lead-lined clothes closet, Sidney opened the mirrored door a few inches. At once, the special radar-like belt Clark Kent wore sounded a high-pitched warning as it instantly detected the presence of kryptonite in the bloodstream of the Atom Man who was in the closet. Dazed and frightened, Kent stares wildly about.
Oh, there's kryptonite around here. But where? I can't see it.
Did you say kryptonite, Kent?
Yes, I can feel it. And my belt detects it. Where is it?
You must be mistaken. There's no kryptonite here.
There is, I tell you. Wait a minute. That closet. I can't see into it. You, Sidney. You tricked me. You must have. In there.
Where are you going?
Must get out of here.
You can't.
I must. Through that window. Up. Up. Where's strength going? I can't get up in the air. Up. Up.
The great Superman's wings clipped. He can't fly. Come out of the closet, Miller.
Get out.
We were right. Clark Kent is Superman.
Of course he is, didn't I tell you?
Miller.
Yes, and this time you won't escape.
No. Keep away from me. I must get away.
He went through the window.
It's all right, he's on his hands and knees. He can't get away. Come on, through the window after him.
Well, how could I get through a window? I'll use the back door. You go out and hold him, Miller.
I'll hold him, all right.
No, Miller. Keep away.
You got away from me once, but not this time. When I turn the switch on the converter.
No. No.
There. Now, Superman, alias Clark Kent.
No.
You hear my atomic power?
No.
You feel the green lightning?
No.
This is the end of you.
No.
The end.
Triumphantly, his eyes shining like a maniac's, the Atom Man extends his strange metal gloves, laughing wildly as the jagged green sparks of lightning pitchfork into Clark Kent's body and strike him to the earth. Once before, Superman escaped death by a miracle at the fearful hands of the Atom Man. But this time, guided by the shrewd brain of Sidney, a fate has been prepared for him which he himself said was the only way in which he could ever be destroyed. Tomorrow, Superman's life hangs in the balance, so be sure to be with us then. Same time, same station, for a thrill a minute in The Adventures of Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Fellows and girls, be sure to follow the adventures of Superman, brought to you every day, Monday through Friday, same time, same station, by the grand old Kellogg Company of Battle Creek. And for other thrilling adventures of Superman, see your local newspaper. Superman is also a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC Publications.